I'm Cullen Sowder, and this is my co-host, Alex Kulstad, and we welcome you to College Prep Lit News.
In this special show, we will be covering the tyrants of the real world and how they connect to Macbeth. Let's take a look at the definition of the word tyrant.
Tyrant, which is a noun, means a sovereign or other ruler who uses power oppressively or unjustly. Now, how does this relate to Macbeth? In Shakespeare's literature, he is first seen as an honorable man, but then is corrupted and given power.
This power is taken out of control and is then used for personal gain. Let's take a look at the modern-day tyrant, Kim Jong-un. Here we have Elise live from North Korea, giving us some insight on the reign of Un.
North Korea is famous for creating a cult of personality around the leaders of the country, and Kim Jong-un is no exception. He was the youngest son of the previous leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-il, and his favorite wife, Ko Young-hee. Now, as a child, he was sent to a prestigious boarding school in Switzerland, where he registered under an assumed name and claimed to be the son of a Korean diplomat. He then attended a Korean military academy and was quickly promoted up the military's ranks. Within days of his father's death in 2011, Kim Jong-un was transitioned into power with support from the country's ruling elite. Now, despite North Korea's pariah status on the international stage, Kim Jong-un is creating an almost godlike image for himself at home, similar to that of his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. Wherever he goes, he's met with fanatical devotion. Men wade waist deep just to get a look at him. Women are crying at his feet. It's really hard to know how much of this devotion is real, but the North Korean regime is doing a pretty good job of keeping the cult of Kim alive. He's also been seen several times with this woman, his wife, Ri Sol-ju. They recently had their first child, a daughter. But it's gotta be his friendship with American basketball star Dennis Rodman that's generated the most buzz. Rodman has been to North Korea several times, and despite Kim's international reputation as a despot, Rodman insists that Kim is an awesome guy. Now, just like his father before him, Kim has drawn the ire of the international community for his nuclear antics and his human rights abuses. Since he took power, prison camps in North Korea have expanded, and there's been a serious crackdown on would-be defectors. Kim shocked the world when he had his own uncle executed. And since then, he's been purging party officials who have any connection to the uncle. Lately, to try and deflect some of that criticism, Kim has been trying to show his softer side. He's been photographed touring children's hospitals and orphanages, and he's ordered construction of amusement parks and ski resorts in the country. But despite the cult of personality that Kim has created, North Korea is still seen as one of the most opaque countries in the world. North Korea watchers say the jovial face we see masks a dark reality for the North Korean people.
Thanks, Elise. Although the people in the story Macbeth did not love him as much as the North Koreans shown in the footage love Kim Jong-un, or at least what we see, his rise to power has gone out of control.
With the gain of power, Kim Jong-un murdered his own uncle to keep his control, much like Macbeth murdering Banquo, his closest friend, to retain his rule.
Another modern-day tyrant was Saddam Hussein. He also had characteristics in relation to Macbeth. Hussein was the 5th president of Iraq and a member of the Ba'ath Party. He was a military leader and slowly rose to power in the late 1970s.
A comparison to Macbeth is how Saddam gained more land over time, just like Macbeth did with his new positions as Thane of Cawdor and eventually king.
Now, we have Dr. Razun, Kevin, and Dr. Davis talking about Saddam's regime.
Saddam Hussein was a man who was able to garner all this power. He was like a street thug, a mafioso, who projected to the entire world an aura of strength.
With his audience now trapped, Saddam shocks them by announcing that he has uncovered a widespread plot against him and his rule.
On stage appears a man who looked like he'd been through the ringer. The atmosphere feels staged, choreographed. He says to Saddam, "I'm here to read off a list of traitors."
One by one, the alleged traitors are hauled outside.
Saddam Hussein loved theatrics. He loved the show. And he would send out these men, and he would shed crocodile tears after each one of them. just to give the impression that he had feelings for them, that he regretted what he was doing.
The mood becomes extremely fearful. At that point, everyone begins to jump up. They begin to say, Saddam, you've done so many wonderful things for Iraq. You're our great new leader, and we profess total loyalty to you.
To test and strengthen that loyalty, Saddam decides to seal it in blood, demanding the remaining officials help carry out the sentence.
Saddam Hussein tells them, if you really want to show fealty and love and devotion towards me, take these traitors and just shoot them. This is being taped. The victims' hands are tied behind their backs, and they're shot in the head. Remember, they're their own comrades. And this is not part of any plot against Saddam Hussein. This is all a purge.
Just like Macbeth accusing people of killing the king, Hussein accused other officials of treason. He also seemed to have given fake sympathy, like Macbeth, by pretending to feel sorry for the people around him for bad events to help win their loyalty.
Eventually, this loyalty diminished and led to the death of both Hussein and Macbeth. During the time of Hussein's rise to power, the United States was trying to push for a democratic government for Iraq, and had Hussein being the eventual leader.
But with this power, Hussein abused it, and it led to chaos. The United States acted upon this abuse and over time executed him for his crimes. Similarly, Macbeth was once in alliance with many lords, but later they sought to end his reign and kill him. Although Macbeth was written centuries ago, themes within it are still prevalent in today's society.
That's about all the time we have. This is Cullen Sowder and Alex Kulstad signing off. We hope you tune in next time to College Prep Lit News.